Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and a relationship coach. And I wanted to talk about 7 ways to kill routine and revive your marriage. I talk about this all the time, and I've discussed this with many clients on my one-on-one coaching sessions, and it's specifically geared around routine, and routine being the killer of relationships. Now, oftentimes, it's not necessarily one person's fault or the other person's fault. It's just something that happens, right? We get stuck in the monotony of life. We get stuck into a routine without even realizing it or recognizing it. And it's because our relationship takes a back seat. It is no longer a priority because other things become a priority. So whether that be work or taking care of the kids or running errands or the duties around the house, whatever the case may be, we end up not realizing that we're making the relationship a secondary priority. It's not the first priority. So how can we start to break this routine, right? How do we kind of reignite the spark in the marriage? Well, the first one, and this is something that I always talk about with people, it's self-reflection and self-awareness. So understanding what you feel is lacking, understanding yourself and your emotions and how you are feeling. Are you feeling that there is a lack of support? Are you feeling lonely in the relationship? Are you not satisfied because you feel like your spouse doesn't really desire you anymore, right? So it's really about sitting down and asking yourself the tough questions. When did we fall into a routine? How long have we been in a routine for? What caused us to fall into a routine? How did I contribute to it? How did my spouse contribute to it? Asking yourself all of these questions is important because you have to identify what is at the root of the issue. If you do not pull something out by its root, it will continue to grow. And that is not what you want in the relationship, right? You want to be able to eliminate the problem and resolve the issue. The second step in killing the routine in a relationship is making your partner a priority, making your spouse a priority. And this is a conscious choice, right? So even if it has been subconscious that you don't really pay attention to your partner and you guys are kind of living very individualistic lives, but you still cohabitate, the reality is that you're going to have to change the dynamic. You're going to have to invest and actively make the decision to do that. So what does that look like? That could be that you decide to have a weekly check-in with your spouse where you sit down and you have quality conversation. You block out specific time and say, I'm going to sit down and check in with my partner and see how they're doing. How are they feeling emotionally? How was their week? What did they do today? Because you may not even realize it, but it's a conversation that may not have been had for a long time. And it's necessary to connect with your partner on that level because that makes your partner feel like they're supported and that they're not alone and that you still desire to know about their life. This segues into the third tip or the third thing to kill routine in a marriage, and that is communicate with your partner. Talk with them. Let them know how you're feeling. Let them know what it is that you need in the relationship to feel fulfilled, to feel like you are able to move forward in order to progress in the relationship. Communication is necessary. It is one of the fundamental pillars of a relationship. So make sure you are having discussions consistently and make sure they are quality conversation. So there's a difference between quantity and quality. So you can have quantity conversation, which means you're talking all the time. But oftentimes when you talk all the time with your partner, it's a lot of surface stuff, right? You're not investing too much time in it. They can be 10, 15-minute conversations, maybe just conversations in passing, and you're not really getting in depth with your partner. Setting aside time to have quality conversation will go much further for you. The fourth tip is have patience. It's going to take time. It is going to take time to get out of this rut, right? So it's not going to be an overnight solution. You're not going to wake up one day and all of a sudden you guys are fine and great. It took a while for you guys to get to this place, right? It took some time for you guys to fall into this rut. So it's going to take time to get out of it. And to think that it's going to change overnight is not a realistic expectation. So as I say to my clients all the time, understand that this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So you're going to need to practice patience and humility and have a sense of determination because it's going to take a little bit of time. Everybody processes things differently, so it may take longer for some people than for others, but that is okay. As long as you are taking steps forward, that is really what matters. The fifth thing is try new things together. Step outside of your comfort zone. This is an exercise that I have recommended in several of my videos before and what I recommend in my one-on-one coaching sessions, but that's create a bucket list, right? So as individuals, create your own bucket lists, the things that you guys want to do, things that you want to achieve, and then come together and talk about those lists. And if there are things that you guys have in common on those lists, start to do those things first, right? Tackle those things together, check them off. And then what you can do is you can take a look at the individual ones and take turns. So maybe 1 month you do yours and the next month you do your partner's. This helps you guys to start to step out of your comfort zone, like I said, which contributes to this feeling of adrenaline, which also helps with attraction. The sixth one is spice things up in the bedroom. This is one of the common things that falls on the back burner when you fall into a routine. When people fall into a routine in a relationship, the first thing that usually goes is sex, right? Sex also becomes part of the routine. So some people feel like it's just necessary to have sex in order to maintain and sustain the relationship, but that doesn't contribute to the intimacy. That doesn't help to create a deeper and stronger bond, and that definitely does not help with the chemistry if it just becomes a routine. So spice things up. If you guys don't have kids and you guys live together, try having sex in different bedrooms. Don't do it in the same environment. Don't do it in the same bed that you always do it in, because your mind is going to attach that to the routine. Switch it up. So, I mean, you guys don't have to go crazy and be voyeurs and do things in cars because that's illegal. Probably don't want to do that. But you guys can do stuff in your own home in different places, which feels different because you're not in the same environment. The last and final one, number 7, is be romantic. This is something that just always goes out the window, right? Once you have been in a relationship for a long time, you don't feel like you have to really invest the energy and the time to keep that person because they're yours now, right? You guys committed. Well, that's not true. A relationship takes work, and the longer that you are in a relationship, the more work it takes to sustain it and maintain it. So do not lose that sense of desire for your partner. Show your partner that you want them. So whether that is sending flowers to their job when they aren't expecting it, cooking one of their favorite meals before they get home. Maybe you guys cook together. That can be a really fun and romantic experience. Taking her to that restaurant that she's always wanted to go to that you haven't been able to go to, or vice versa. Doing whatever it is you need to do to show your partner that you still desire them and you are invested in developing and continuing in this relationship. If you feel like you guys related to this video, or if you liked this video, please make sure you click the like or subscribe button down below. I love having open dialogue with people, so if this is something that you related to or you feel like I may have missed something, I'd love for you to leave your comments down below. I like to read all of them. If you just want a little bit more detail or you want a little bit more information about this subject, you can visit us at happilycommitted.com, where we have a multitude of different articles and blogs and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well. If you would like to book a one-on-one coaching session with myself or one of the other coaches on the team, you can book directly through the website. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you guys are staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you guys soon.